This is a little bit dark. Can we put on the light?
No, partial.
Are you trying to be cost effective or what?
No, it's better than it's. That's why.
I thought that devotees, they like to be cost effective, so I thought
Cost effective.
you're
I'm
recording.
not that kind.
Green.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Gopi Janabala Girivardhari.
Jai Gopi Janabala Girivardhari.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Jamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Vishnu Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya. Astotra Satat Sisima, the divine grace is Kumpanacharya, Sila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya. Astotra Satat Sisima, the divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati Thakur, Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Anantakota Vaishnavena Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand. All glory to the Son of the Lord. All glory to the Son of the Lord. All glory to the Son of the Lord. All glories to the Gauranga. Okay. Welcome everyone to this evening or afternoon's gathering, satsang.
Dobrodošli na ovu poslijepodnevnu sangu.
And it's happening right here in Iskon Temple, Osijek.
Koja se odvija upravo u Iskonovom centru u Osijeku.
So, we will say something that is just simple and straightforward.
Reći ćemo nešto što je jednostavno i izravno.
Before then, I would like to beg for the blessings of the acharyas. Om Gyana Timirandasya, Gyana Janasakaya, Satsu Medita, Gyana Tasmai, Si Gurave Namaha, Si Chaitanya Manomistam, Stafitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupam Kadamayam, Dadati Svapadantikam, Vancha Kalpataya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinam Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prachari Nirvisesa Sonyavadi Pasatya Desatari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodato Gurudaya Kaspavanto Chiti Chudam. So we're going to take a text from the Bhagavad Gita, this book. I guess all of you know this book, and all of you have read this book.
Čitat ćemo stih iz Bhagavad Gite, nadam se da svi znate Bhagavad Gitu. Da ste ju vidjeli? Čitali.
You know this book?
Yes.
And you've read it?
But with the family.
Huh?
We read together.
Okay, very good. So, it's a simple literature, classical literature. Title of this chapter 7 is Knowledge of the Absolute.
Dakle, čitat ćemo iz 7. poglavlja, znanje o apsolutu. Dakle, Bhagavad Gita je dio klasične literature.
So, text chapter 7, text 28.
Znači, 7. poglavlje, 28. stih.
The text goes, Yesham tvam tagatam papam jananam punya karmanam tedvandva mohanim mukta bhajante mam drudavrataha Yesham tvam tagatam papam jananam punya karmanam tedvandva mohanim mukta bhajante mam drudavrataha Yesham tvanta gatam papam jananam punya karmanam tedvandva mohani mukta bhajante mam drudavrataha. So word for word translation, please kindly responsibly repeat. Yesham.
Yesham.
Whose?
Chi.
To.
But. Ali.
Antagatam.
Antagatam.
Completely eradicated.
Potpuno iskorijenjen.
Papam.
Sin.
Grijeh. Jananam. Of the persons.
Osoba.
Punya.
Punya.
Pious.
pobožnih.
Karmanam, whose previous activities,
čije su prošle djelatnosti,
te,
one,
dvandva, of duality,
od dvostranosti,
moha, delusion,
iluzije,
nimuktaha,
nirmuktaha,
free from,
oslobođene,
bhajante, engage in devotional service,
predano služe,
mam, to me,
mene,
dridra vrataha, with determination.
Odlučno.
So, translation, persons who have acted piously previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination.
Prijevod njegove božanske milosti, Abhacharana Rabina Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Osobe koje su u ovom i prošlom životu činile pobožna djela i čija su grešna djela potpuno iskorijenjena, odlučno me služe, oslobođene dvostranosti iluzije. Shall I read the purport? Dakle, smisao na stih. U ovom su stihu opisane osobe dostojne uzdizanja na transcendentalni položaj. Grešni, bezbožni, budalasti i prevaranti teško mogu nadići dvostranost želje i mržnje. Samo oni koji su u životu slijedili propisana načela religije, koji su djelovali pobožno i poništili grešne posljedice, mogu se posvetiti predanom služenju i postupno se uzdići na razinu čista znanja o svevišnjoj božanskoj osobi. Tada, postupno, mogu u transu meditirati na svevišnju božansku osobu. To je proces uzdizanja na duhovnu razinu. Osoba može tako napredovati u svjesnosti Krišne u društvu čistih bhakta, jer se u društvu velikih bhakta može osloboditi iluzije. U Šrimad Bhagavatamu 5.5.2 rečeno je da onaj tko doista želi biti oslobođen mora služiti bhakte, mahat sevam dvaram ahur vimuktehe. Ali onaj tko se druži s materialističkim ljudima slijedi put koji vodi u najmračnije predjele postojanje. Tamo dvaram yošitam sangisangam. Svi gospodinovi bhakte putuju po planetu Zemlji samo da bi uvjetovane duše oslobodili iluzije. Impersonalisti ne znaju da zaboravljajući svoj prirodni položaj počinjenosti svevišnjem gospodinu krše Božji zakon na najgrublji način. Ako se ne utemeljimo ponovno u svom prirodnom položaju, ne možemo shvatiti vrhovnu osobu, niti se možemo s odlučnošću potpuno posvetiti transcendentalnom služenju gospodina s ljubavlju.
So, I'll just read the English purport for the sake of the English listeners. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Are those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then gradually they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in the association of pure devotees. For in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, 5th chapter, text 2, that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees, Mahat Sevam Garamahu Vimukte. One who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamodoram Yositam Sangi Sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. So, again, welcome everyone.
Dakle, dobrodošli svi.
So, let's talk about practical devotional service.
Danas ćemo govoriti o praktičnom predanom služenju.
We speak, in most cases, very nicely, very powerfully. We preach.
Govorit ćemo vrlo lijepo, vrlo snažno.
We have big projects in some places. But what is the practical thing about devotional service?
Imamo velike projekte posvuda, ali što je to zaista praktično u predanom služenju?
Yes, all these big projects are very good. And what if I don't have the money to engage in all these big projects, building a multi-billion-dollar temple and all this stuff? What shall I do? Will Krishna reject me? No.
Dakle, ti svi projekti su jako dobri, ali što ako nemam novac da uložim u sve te projekte, hoće li me Krishna odbaciti zbog toga?
So, the bottom line is that Prabhupada made everything very explicitly simple, that we can dovetail everything we do in the service of Lord Krishna.
Prabhupada je u suštini sve to maksimalno pojednostavio. Sve što radimo možemo ponuditi Krishni kao službu.
The idea is to become purified, and the purification comes when we render service.
Ideja je da postanemo pročišćeni, a postaćemo pročišćeni ako radimo službu.
When we chant Hare Krishna, what we are saying is that we are begging Krishna to engage us in his service.
Kad pjevamo Maha mantru, zapravo molimo božanski par da nas uključi u svoju službu.
Except someone is not chanting Hare Krishna, but if someone is chanting Hare Krishna Maha mantra, they are begging Krishna, please, Supreme Personality of Godhead, engage me in your service.
Znači, ako osoba pjeva Maha mantru, molim božanski par, molim vas, uključite me u vašu službu.
And the next question we should ask ourselves is that we've been chanting for this number of years, what is my service to Krishna?
Sljedeće pitanje je, mantramo mnogo godina Maha mantru, ali se i dalje pitamo koja je moja služba prema Krišni.
If we look at what is happening in the whole world, even the president of Croatia, when he was making political campaign to be voted into power, he would tell the people, vote me into power, I will serve you.
Znači, i sam predsjednik Republike Hrvatske u svojoj kampanji je rekao ljudima, ja ću vas služiti.
Sometimes the breadwinner thinks that everyone in the family is serving them, or is their maid, or is their, whatever. But the breadwinner, he works so hard. Every morning he's waking up early in the morning to get himself prepared to go to work, to earn money, to come and serve the family. He's number one servant of the family. But he falsely thinks, everyone is under my control.
Znači, glava obitelji koja zarađuje za kruh, zapravo misli da je on glavni Međutim, on je taj koji vrši najviše službe.
So, if we look at situations in the social spectrum, they are also advocating for services. These days, volunteer services are also becoming part of, they are playing an important role, important places in the curriculum vitae of people, because when employers see that you have volunteered to do some service for some organization, they prefer you to work for them. They prefer to employ you than to employ the person who never volunteered to serve in any organization.
Danas su i volonterske djelatnosti vrlo tražene u životopisima ljudi, tako da će poslodavac prije zaposliti nekoga tko je već davao volontersku službu, nego nekoga tko to nije bio voljan učiniti.
And, in all our big farm communities in New Mayapur, Araria in France, in Simashalam, in Gitanagare, in whatever place in the West, you see people voluntarily, they're professionals or they're students, they voluntarily go to give some services for some period of time. Nobody forced them. They just here, you have to give, in this community. In fact, people are searching for where they can give voluntary service.
I u našem društvu također imamo volonterske djelatnosti, imamo mnoštvo farmskih zajednica, primjerice u Majapuru, pa Simhačalam, Gitanagari. I zapravo postoji puno ljudi koji se svojevoljno javljaju, dakle nitko ih ne tjera da vrše tamo službu, međutim oni svojevoljno odabiru vršiti službu.
Why are people interested in service?
Zašto su ljudi zainteresirani za službu?
And why are you not interested in service?
I zašto vi niste zainteresirani za službu?
People are interested in service because it gives them pleasure, it gives them joy.
Ljudi su zainteresirani za službu zato što im daje radost, daje im zadovoljstvo.
This is not, theology, okay? Scientists have conducted some research and they came up with results. The people who do all of these volunteer services, they are happier than the people who are stingy, who do not volunteer to do any service.
To čak i nema konkretno veze sa teologijom, nego i sama znanost je potvrdila da ljudi koji vrše volonterske djelatnosti su puno sretniji od onih koji to ne rade.
In fact, even to help people, according to scientists, see, I like to talk about science because sometimes you talk things and then, they say, I have my own philosophy, I have my own theology. But this is science. Now, even just by giving some helping hand to somebody, you do it selflessly, is considered a biological and neurological intervention that triggers the emission of neurotransmitters. It means hormones in the brain. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, oxytocin. These are the neurotransmitters that are responsible for motivation, for happiness, inspiration. That's why people do service. Oh yeah.
Dakle, bez obzira na to kakve osoba ima različita uvjerenja, u suštini sama pomoć drugome ima i biološku stranu priče, a to je da pokreće lučenja određenih neurotransmitera koji onda u zapravo konačnici dovode do oksitocina, serotonina i zapravo svih tih zapravo sretnih hormona.
So, we should understand the science of devotional service.
Zato dakle moramo shvatiti znanost predanog služenja.
When Lord Krishna says that this process is susukam avyayam, it means when we render service selflessly, we will be transformed into a level, a platform of happiness.
Krishna kaže kada nesebično vršimo službu, dolazimo na tu razinu sreće.
So, we have two choices. Either we serve the material energy, or we serve the spiritual energy in devotional service.
Dakle, imamo dva izbora, odnosno mogućnosti, ili služiti materijalnu energiju ili duhovnu.
And when we serve the material energy or Bhairanga Shakti, we will have the opportunity to be able to come back to this material world again and again and again and reap our results. If that's what we want, no problem.
Služeći materijalnu prirodu, dobivamo priliku vraćati se ovdje iznova i žnjeti rezultate vlastitog rada.
But if we don't want that, we want to make this version of our life the final journey into the material universe, we could serve the internal energy of Krishna, Antaranga Shakti, become purified, and attain that transcendental happiness that will even lead us to our next platform, the spiritual world.
Ako to ne želimo, možemo služiti Krišninu duhovnu energiju, postupno se pročistiti i doći na razinu transcendentalne sreće.
I like to give this example about service, practical service. Was this lady who asked her guru. Guru doesn't stay in that country, so the guru was traveling, and then he went to that country, and then had some class in this temple. And during question and answers, the lady, she's a disciple of this guru. This is not Puranic story; it happened right here. Okay.
It will be next Puran.
So the lady said, Guru Maharaj, see, you're not here with us, and I'm interested in serving you. What shall I do?
Dakle, jedna je žena imala svoga gurua koji je bio putujući guru i koji je jednom došao u taj grad i žena je bila na tom predavanju i pitala ga, učitelju, vi niste ovdje s nama, kako da ja vas služim?
So the guru said that, come in. The guru said that, oh, that is very good. You want to serve me? That's great. Okay, let me tell you how you can serve me. You have a temple president here in your temple? She said yes. And then the guru said, all right, go and meet the temple president. Ask for some service. And when you get the service, and when you serve, and he's happy with you, you should know that I am happy with you. You have satisfied me.
I guru je rekao, pa to je sjajno, želite me služiti, izvrsno. A znate kako to možete učiniti? Razgovarajte sa predsjednikom svoga hrama i neka vam da službu. Kada ju obavite dobro i on bude zadovoljan s vama, znajte da sam i ja zadovoljan s vama.
So, the process is very simple. We should come and ask for some service to purify ourselves, so that we can be ready for the next phase of our existence, the next life, to be able to get out from this prison of repeated birth and death.
Stvar je u tome da trebamo tražiti službu i obavljati ju, na taj način se pročišćavati i zapravo polako postupno dostizati višu razinu postojanja i u konačnici se izdići iznad rađanja i umiranja.
And if we are too busy 24 hours a week, 24 hours a day, We can give our money to support the temple. This is what our acharyas have stipulated. We can give some percentage of our money to support the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are equally served.
Dakle, ako ste kojim slučajem zaposleni 24 sata na dan i ne možete obavljati drugu službu, možete donirati dio svog zarađenog novca hramu za hramske potrebe službe i to su potvrdili i svi vjerodostojni acharije da i na taj način možete vršiti službu.
Why we have to do this? Because this is very purifying. Susukam Aveyam. It brings also a healthy, happy existence.
Zašto je to potrebno? Zato što pročišćava i zato što donosi radost. Susukam Aveyam.
So, we don't have excuses that we're too busy, we can do something. And the whole idea of the services is to help us to chant Krishna's names. Why? Because we need to remember Krishna's name at the time of our last breath, time of death.
Znači, nemamo priliku ni za kakve izgovore, uvijek postoji način kako obavljati službu, a svrha te cjelokupne službe je da možemo neprestano pjevati sveto ime i u trenutku napuštanja tijela se sjetiti Krišne njegovim svetim imenom.
So the services purify us, and as we get purified, we become desirous, we become eager, we become enthusiastic to associate with Krishna through his holy name. And keep in mind that the holy names of Krishna and Krishna are non-different. Why? Because Krishna is absolute.
Znači, Krišnino sveto ime nas pročišćava u toj mjeri da možemo stvoriti entuzijazam i zapravo vezano za samo sveto ime. Tako da u suštini možemo još više i više entuzijastičnije vršiti službu.
And if you say that, well, Krishna has not been helping me, I know he is the Supreme Lord, but he has not been helping me, you know. Okay, good for you. That's another way you can do it. You can serve his pure devotee. You can serve his pure devotee. And Krishna even values that more than trying to serve him directly. So we don't have any excuse. We don't have any excuses. Even if we have a quarrel, we're quarreling with Krishna. Hey, Krishna, you're naughty. You're not helping me. Okay, no problem. Service pure devotee, because that service to the pure devotee is even more valuable to Krishna than trying to serve him directly. So we don't have excuses.
Čak i ako mislimo da nam Krišna ne pomaže u našim nastojanjima, možemo služiti njegove bakte, što je zapravo još i bolja varijanta, jer zapravo Krišna više cijeni službu prema njegovim baktama nego prema samome sebi, tako da zaista, ali zaista nemamo nikakvih izlika.
And for a devotee of Lord Krishna, association with other devotees is very important.
Za baktu gospodina Krišne susret s drugim baktama, odnosno druženje s drugim baktama je jako, jako važno.
Why is association with other devotees important? Because when we associate with devotees of the Lord, we imbibe the consciousness of service to Krishna and his pure devotees.
Zašto je druženje s baktama važno? Pa zato što druženjem s njima zapravo dobivamo djelić njihove svjesnosti i onda razvijamo entuzijazam za službu.
So, it's very simple. Think about what service you can do for this yatra. And you can make a monthly contribution to be able to help. In some of the temples, I don't know what the case here is, in some of the temples in the West, I know the case in America, several people will say, I want to sponsor the Sunday Pit Feast. Yeah. So you can do all this.
Dakle, razmislite kakvu službu možete raditi za ovu jatru, a ukoliko ne možete na taj način, zapravo uvijek možete donirati ponešto novca, bilo to 10% od vaše zarade, možete pomoći u financiranju Sunday Fista ili nešto slično.
So we need people to do some practical service. Cooking is there, cleaning this compound is there. And the important thing is that when we serve Krishna in any way, we are becoming purified and we are becoming qualified to become associates of Lord Krishna in our next phase of existence.
Na koji god način služimo Krishnu, zapravo dobivamo uvjete da ga još bolje i kvalitetnije možemo služiti u sljedećoj fazi našega postojanja. Također što se tiče praktične službe, možemo kuhati, možemo čistiti, spremati, dakle što god je dostupno.
So anyone who is chanting Krishna's name should ask themselves, what is my service to Krishna?
Dakle, svatko tko pjeva Gospodinovo sveto ime, neka se zapita koja je moja služba prema Gospodinu.
And if we don't have service to Krishna, we should understand the meaning of the chanting and trying to cultivate a habit of service. We should be service oriented.
Ako pjevajući nemamo osvještenu službu, moramo razvijati zapravo mentalitet traženja službe i na koji način možemo se uključiti.
These days there are several ways to serve. Most people are online, and so we can set up, an online forum just to preach to people.
Dakle, u današnjem online okruženju moguće je koristiti različite platforme kako bismo propovijedali ljudima.
So there are many ways to utilize our talent and skills to serve Lord Krishna and Srila Prabhupada.
Postoji jako puno načina kako svojim talentom, zalaganjem, trudom i vještinama možemo služiti Svevišnjeg Gospodina i Srila Prabhupada.
So, in this way we will become freed from all the dualities of delusion and engage ourselves in Krishna's service.
I na taj način ćemo biti slobodni sve dualnosti i biti uključeni u službu Svevišnjeg Gospodina.
Service, we cannot run away from service. We are servants by default. So we either serve the Antaranga Shakti, which is Krishna consciousness, or we serve the Bahiranga Shakti, which is illusory energy.
Od službe ne možemo pobjeći, mi smo po prirodi sluge, dakle imamo jedino odabir hoćemo li služiti vanjsku ili unutarnju energiju Svevišnjeg Gospodina, odnosno materijalnu ili duhovnu.
People who serve in illusory energy, no matter what type of economic status they have, they are not happy.
Oni koji služe materijalnu, odnosno iluzornu prirodu, kakav god status u društvu da traže, nisu sretni.
They are billionaires, and the next moment you hear they commit suicide.
U jednom trenutku su bilionaši, u drugom počine suicid.
So, let's take a step forward and engage ourselves in some practical service in this temple.
Dakle, napravimo taj potreban iskorak i aktivno se uključimo u službu u ovom hramu.
Any comments or questions?
Komentari, pitanja.
Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj, for class. Ja ću na hrvatskom.
Može.
Znači, Krishna kaže u Bhagavad Giti da ga osoba može spoznati, bhakta osoba može spoznati samo predanim služenjem. Ne? Kako onda to da bhakte i druge žive to ne mogu prihvatiti na način kao što je on iznio to, u smislu da se aktivno uključe u praktično služenje negdje.
Mm-hmm. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that one can get to know him by service. So why is it that a lot of us jivas in this material universe are neglecting that fact? Why are we refusing to render service?
Well, because we are in illusion.
Zato što smo u iluziji.
We are covered over by illusory energy.
Prekriveni smo iluzornom energijom.
And when we get reminded, we get upset. Why is he talking about service?
I upravo zbog toga smo uznemireni. Zašto on govori o službi?
We should talk about how everyone should serve me, not service to Krishna.
Treba je govoriti o tome kako treba služiti mene, a ne Krishna.
So, is our delusion to think that we are the objects of worship, we are worthy of the worship, but we are actually, by nature, we are dasa, and dasa. We are servants of the servants. Look at anybody in this material world, from the president of the country to in the Gopa, so the gem in the gutter, everybody is engaged in some service.
Dakle, naša se iluzija zapravo nalazi u tome da mi želimo biti slavljeni, hvaljeni, a ne zapravo da vršimo službu prema svevišnjem gospodinu. Međutim, ne možemo nikada pobjeći od te činjenice da smo sluga. Čak i u društvu svevišnje božanske osobe vidimo da svi koji su zapravo bliski pratitelji, bilo da su gope, gopije, dječaci pastiri, dakle svi vrše određenu službu.
And that service attitude can be purified when dovetailed in Krishna consciousness.
I taj mentalitet sluge se može pročistiti upravo na taj način da se aktiviramo u predanom služenju.
Any other question?
Još pitanje?
Yes.
Čak i kad se uključimo u neku službu, često nakon nekog vremena radeći istu službu postanemo vezani za nju u smislu našeg komfora. I nismo spremni raditi bilo koju drugu službu koja bi uključala zapravo nas kao slugu. Tako da nisam sigurna koliko takva služba može zapravo nas pročistiti.
So, when we engage in some service, we become attached to this particular service. And we are unable to change the service for the benefit of seeing ourselves as the servant of the servant of the servant. So, is this service we are rendering as powerful or?
Yeah, that's a nice question. We conditioned souls, we are very attached.
We are very
Attached.
attached. Da. Mi kao uvjetovana živa bića smo vrlo vezani.
So even in devotional service, we tend to be attached.
Čak i u predanom služenju također pristupamo s tim mentalitetom.
But essentially, we should be detached.
Tako da trebamo biti odvojeni.
I remember one time in Mayapur, so I was discussing with one of Prabhupada's disciples. I think he's from Australia also. So I asked him that. I said, suppose you build a temple, you build a nice temple, and then your GBC says, hey, leave this place, go to another temple. What will you do? He said, he will fight. That's what he told me. He will fight to make sure that he stays in that temple. Because this is his sweat. He built it. So,
Znači, Maharaj je razgovarao s jednim Prabhupadovim učenikom, misli iz Australije, Zapravo tema razgovora je bila to što da on izgradi hram recimo i da mu GBC kaže nakon što izgradi hram da mora otići u neki drugi hram. On bi se tome protivio zato što je njegov znoj uložen, trud i rad u taj hram i on se za taj hram vezao i zapravo ne želi otići iz tog hrama kojeg je izgradio.
So then I shared with him that there are some of us who even build temples. And the devotees, not even GBC, the devotees agitate that. Hey, you Vasudeva, go away. And then we pack our stuff and then we went away. Pack our stuff and then went away, peacefully. Yeah.
Znači, čak to ne mora biti ni GBC, nego neko drugi od Bhakta. Zapravo stvar je u tome da treba mirno spakirati kofere i otići dalje. Biti odvezan.
So I remember one time when I was my Guru Maharaj in Africa. So I was the town president in Lagos, the headquarters of the country, the center point of ISKCON in that country. So another devotee, he was also the temple president of another temple, another city, but he was so much interested in coming to take over Lagos. So he raised that issue in town president meeting. And you know what? Regional secretary was also there in that meeting. So you know what? I just left the meeting and then I went to pick the keys and then I came to give the keys to regional secretary and went out. The regional secretary got frightened. He said, Vasudeva, none of us here put you in this service. It's Guru Maharaj who put you in this service. If you want to resign, you go and speak with Guru Maharaj. I said, it's not Guru Maharaj saying I should leave. One of you said he can do better. I don't get anything here. Come on, take the keys.
Did he take the keys?
The regional secretary, I dropped the keys with him, but he came begging that I shouldn't do that. So he gave me back the keys. Because he knows that the GBC, our Guru Maharaj, he will fire him for allowing that, because it's not him who put me there. Or it's not any of the temple presidents who put me there. So my point is, yes, sometimes people are very much attached to little service, and that attachment shows a lot of issues. First of all, we should be very open. We should be wanting to serve in any situation. And you know what? People who have skills and talents to serve, they are not attached to any damn position. They have the skills to do anything to please Krishna. So they are not interested in being tied to a position or tied to a particular service, or I'm the chief cook, so I should be there. I'm the chief pujari, so I should be there. No. It's just a misunderstanding and misalignment with the devotional process that we should not be attached to any position. Yeah.
Okay. Znači, stvar je u tome da ne trebamo biti vezani ni za koju službu konkretno, međutim osoba koja je uspjela razviti svoje potencijale, svoje talente i mogućnosti u suštini nije vezana ni za jednu konkretnu poziciju ili službu, zato što sa svojim vještinama može raditi što god je potrebno u danom trenutku. Tako je Guru Maharaj spomenuo da je, dok je zapravo bio sa svojim Guru Maharajom u Africi, zapravo bila situacija da je jedan Bhakta isto bio u toj poziciji borbe za moć, pa je htio preuzeti upravljanje jednim hramom gdje je zapravo bio Bhakti Vasudeva Swami. I onda kad je zapravo bio taj sastanak, on nije prisustvovao tome, nego je samo ostavio svoje ključeve. Međutim, onda je zapravo došlo pitanje, pa je li njegov Guru Maharaj odredio to, a Bhakti Vasudeva Swami je rekao nije uopće važno, jer se tome radi. Ako on misli da on to bolje može raditi, evo ja ću mu dati ključeve, nije nikakav problem. Međutim, onda su mu ipak vratili ključeve zato što znaju da Bhakti Tirtha Swami kao njegov guru Maharaj koji je bio ujedno i GBC zapravo ne bi dopustio tako što i da bi odmah otpustio takvoga bhaktu. To je ukratko priča.
So we also have situations where sometimes the devotees, they dictate and they want their dictations to be implemented by the guru or by the GBC. I remember again when I was with Guru Maharaj in Africa, so he wrote me and gave me some instructions that I should go and preach to the professors, not to students. He said I should go and preach to the professors. So I thought that, wow, this is a big challenge, you know. And at that time I was not even having, higher degrees. So I thought, well, and I was also temple president, I thought, this is not going to be possible, so I have to train somebody who wants to take over the presidency and focus on this. So I trained one of the boys who was serving with me in that temple and let him take over the temple presidency, and then I just focused on that. But, my immediate authorities didn't like it, so they complained to the guru that Vasudeva resigned from his position. So he didn't mind them at all. And then you know what? Later he came to my room and told me something really strange. He said, Vasudeva, if some of these other people have your skills, they are doing this type of service, they will not stay. They will go and get professorship jobs. That's what he told me. I thought, wow, he knows the minds of devotees. Yeah, so we should do services without attachment and be ready to move on to the next phase of any service. In that way, we don't create trouble to ourselves. We don't create trouble for the immediate management. And we don't get into trouble with devotees.
Znači, bila je isto jedna situacija gdje je Guru Maharaj molio Bhakti Vasudeva Swamija da zapravo ostavi svoje predsjedničko mjesto u hramu i ode propovijedati na fakultetima, ali ne studentima, nego profesorima. Međutim, Bhakti Vasudeva Swami je shvatio da ne može samo tako otići, pa je istrenirao svog najbližeg suradnika da može preuzeti to mjesto, tako da se Bhakti Vasudeva Swami može fokusirati na tu drugu službu koja mu je dana. I kada se to dogodilo, Bhakti su zaključili da je Bhakti Vasudeva Swami sam zapravo odustao od te predsjedničke službe, ali zapravo Bhakti Tirtha Swami nije mario za to, zato što mu je on zapravo dao tu službu. I kada je Bhakti Tirtha Swami razgovarao s Bhakti Vasudeva Swamijom, onda mu je rekao da bilo tko ima vještine koje ti posjeduješ, on ne bi ostao na tom mjestu, nego bi išao dalje nekako bliže tvojim putem.
There was another occasion where, again about service, how devotees sometimes could detect, even to the GBC or to detect to the guru, what they want about a particular devotee to do for them. So I was building a temple, and the temple was almost finished, but not completely. And then how to engage in some of the service. And the devotees, they went to plead with the guru that they want Vasudeva to come back to this service. This temple construction service, he should come and finish it. He's very good in collecting donations and meeting people. He's very good in public relations. He should come and do this service. But the point is that the Guru, he had ordered me to go to preach to professors, and the reports were very pleasing to him. So I remember one day, he came in the morning, after Mangarati, we used to do some reading and some announcement. And then he said, asking Vasudeva again to become a president is wasting Vasudev's time, wasting Guru's time, wasting Krishna's time. So everybody just shut up. They don't complain again.
Znači, bila je ta situacija da je Bhakti Vasudeva Swami gradio jedan hram i onda ga je GBC odredio da vrši drugu službu, iako još hram nije bio završen, ali su ga samo prenamijenili u drugu službu. Međutim, onda Bhakte koji su radili na tome su uložili službu GBC-u da vrate Bhakti Vasudeva Swamija, zato što je bio jako je dobro prikupljao donacije za izgradnju hrama, tako da je ta odluka u suštini bila promijenjena, tako da nekad zahtjevi Bhakta, ukoliko su pravosmisleni, mogu naći odjeka u tome smislu. Međutim, ono što je poanta u suštini ta služba koja je Bhakti Vasudeva Swami bila dodijeljena u smislu propovijedanja profesorima je zapravo bila poprilično uspješna, tako da je Bhakti Tirtha Swami zaključio da je predsjedničko mjesto za Bhakti Vasudeva Swamija samo zapravo trošenje zapravo Krišninog vremena i Krišninih sredstava, zato što je ovako napravio puno više.
So we should do what the management asks us to do, but if we do have direct instructions from the spiritual master, we should focus on that, because the spiritual master identifies our potentials. The true spiritual master is the one that is also having expertise in talent management. And so the spiritual master identifies our potentials, our talents, and facilitates the unleashing of those talents and skills fully to be able to facilitate expedited growth or development in Krishna consciousness.
Znači, duhovni učitelj ima sposobnost prepoznati talente kod svoga učenika i zapravo pomoći mu kako da to na najbolji način izađe, procvjeta, razvija se i zapravo može širiti na različite druge službe. Tako da kad god imamo izbor slijediti upute od institucije ili upute od duhovnog učitelja, uvijek se treba truditi da slijedimo upute duhovnog učitelja.
Without being an adept in talent and skills management, it is very, very difficult to be able to engage devotees according to their skills and talents.
Bez vlastitog poznavanja talenata zapravo nemoguće je prepoznavati vještine kod drugih.
So even the temple management, they should have some skills in talent and skills management, so that engaging devotees does not become a problem.
Tako da i oni koji upravljaju hramom moraju imati razvijene potrebne vještine kako bi se angažiranje bhakta u sve službe zapravo odvijalo nesmetano.
Okay. Does it make sense to you?
Ima li smisla to? Ima.
Any last comment or question?
Zadnji komentar.
We're supposed to stop at 5 o'clock. I mean at 5 o'clock, isn't it?
No.
No.
You keep saying no.
You keep asking the same.
Okay, last comment or question, if any.
Zadnje pitanje, komentar, ako.
If there's none, we will move for the adjournment of this meeting. Okay.
Ako može.
Yes.
Tvoje mišljenje i sugestija u vezi, na primjer, Osječke jatre, na koji način bi se ovdje mogla stvoriti jedna, ajmo reći, entuzijastična klima u smislu da svi oni koji ovdje dolaze dođu
Da pokažeš primjerom.
dolaze tu da budu uključeni u smislu da razumije da se ovdje događa jedna misija i da evo i oni mogu biti uključeni u skladu sa svojim sposobnostima i željom i tako dalje i bliže.
So, do you have any suggestion to us in this particular situation and circumstances? How can we develop this enthusiasm so that we can engage others, so that others can see that we are on a mission that's on a much broader scale than it is shown here?
Yeah, it's a simple thing.
Da, to je vrlo jednostavna stvar.
We should read Prabhupada's books every day.
Moramo čitati Prabhupadove knjige svaki dan.
When we joined the movement, we were crazy about reading books, reading Prabhupada's books. In fact, my Guru Maharaj personally gave me instruction. You read these Prabhupada's books, you read this, you read this, you read this. He emphasized so much of reading. Why? He said, so that you don't get cheated by anybody in the future in this movement.
Da, Guru Maharaj mu je rekao da mora čitati Prabhupadove knjige zato da nitko ne može praviti budalu od njega u ovom pokretu.
Ne, da ne budal, ne prevari.
Da.
Ne može.
Da niko ne prevari u
budućnosti.
So the first thing we need to do to be able to get enthusiastic in devotional service is that we should take the practical process of devotional service seriously. We should have some practical service we do. We should chant every day. We should we should read the books. If we read the books, we are associating with Srila Prabhupada. If we read the books, we are worshipping Krishna. We read the Bhagavad Gita, we are worshipping Krishna. We read the Bhagavatam, we are becoming freed from our sinful reactions. Nasta payesu abhadrisu nityam bhagavata seva. So, the point is that the tools for enthusiasm and for championing the cause of Krishna consciousness here in Aussie, they are already available. We just have to arm ourselves with those tools and forge ahead, make a difference. First, we have to we have to do the self-ignition of the fire. We should get fired up by regular reading, by proper chanting during the Brahma Muhurta hours. Yeah, the process is pretty simple. But if we want to do it in our own way, then it does not radiate that enthusiasm. Cannot radiate in us to be able to affect other people.
Znači, stvar je u tome da mi prvo u sebi moramo rasplamsati vatru entuzijazma, a to ne možemo napraviti bez čitanja Prabhupadovih knjiga, jer primjerice čitanjem Bhagavad Gite obožavamo Krišnu svojom inteligencijom. Čitajući Šrimad Bhagavatam oslobađamo se dvostranosti materijalne prirode na taj način što čitamo o čistim baktama, o njihovim životima. Moramo pjevati sveto ime, naročito za vrijeme Brahma Muhurte kada su najpovoljnije duhovne aktivnosti. I u suštini okružiti se već svime što je već ovdje. Dakle, sve već imamo ovdje, samo to moramo znati koristiti kako bi se ta vatra mogla rasplamsati i kako bismo ju mogli širiti dalje, jer onaj tko nema razvijenu tu vatru ne može ju širiti dalje.
We should set good example, high standard of devotional practice and self-discipline.
Dakle, visoki standard službe i samodiscipline.
We should love ourselves, because for us to love others, we first have to love ourselves. Loving ourselves means recognizing that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. I have to do the bindings, the needs, of carry out the instructions of Krishna to satisfy Krishna as a spirit soul, not otherwise.
Moramo voljeti sebe, a voljeti sebe znači razumjeti da smo duhovna duša i da ćemo ispuniti svoj potencijal slijedeći Krišnine upute koje nam je dao. I na taj način ćemo moći neprekidno vršiti službu.
So, I've traveled around the whole world, and in most cases, devotees forget that they will even read proper books. They don't. Most devotees don't read. And so, where are you going to get the enthusiasm? Where are you going to get the impetus to be innovative in spreading Krishna consciousness? Nowhere.
Dakle, Maharaj je imao priliku vidjeti putujući svijetom da bakte generalno ne čitaju knjige. I onda se zapravo postavlja pitanje na koji način doći do entuzijazma ako se to ne čini.
And the people who are practicing, they have to see that they are helping others to understand the need to practice Krishna consciousness. If when people come, they might have read our books, and when they come, they want to see whether we are practicing what we preach. If they come, and some of the devotees are smoking ganja, or some of the devotees are having boyfriend and girlfriend, they become disinterested. I remember one of my friends, I don't want to mention the country so that it doesn't seem like a discrimination. But one of my friends, this gentleman, he's a professor, young professor. He's 30 years old. He has a PhD in mathematics. He's teaching in one university. He wanted to marry, and then his parents had arranged for him to marry a non-devotee girl. I said, why? I said, why you have to do this? There are so many female devotees in our movement. You know what he told me? He said that the sanghas he has been visiting, that's these devotees, these boys and girls, they are already attached to each other. This one is the boyfriend of this one is the girlfriend of this one. He said, no. If for him to get involved in all those situations, he better has to get somebody who is not polluted. So, and he had to train that person up. That's what he explained to me. And I saw the rationale, you know. So, when people come, they want to see whether we are following or not. Or we just preaching and we are not following.
Dakle, stvar u tome je da novi ljudi koji dolaze u ovaj pokret zapravo žele vidjeti na koji način mi prakticiramo stvari koje pišu u svim tim knjigama. I ako zapravo naiđu na situaciju gdje bakte puše ganđu, imaju mladiće, djevojke, zapravo ne shvaćaju ozbiljno bračni život, u tom smislu ljudi će postati nezainteresirani i otići će dalje, to zapravo imaju svugdje priliku vidjeti. Tako da Maharaj je dao primjer isto jednog njegovog prijatelja koji ima 30 godina i doktorat iz matematike, koji se poželio oženiti. I onda su mu zapravo našli jednu djevojku koja nije iz kruga bakta. I onda ga je Maharaj pitao, pa dobro, zašto ima toliko puno djevojaka u sangi, zašto baš neka djevojka koja nije bakta? I onda je rekao Maharaju, u suštini svatko u sangi već ima nekoga, u smislu izmiješali su se dovoljno puta svi, tako da želi zapravo nekoga tko nije kontaminiran. Najkraće rečeno.
He actually didn't translate few points.
Can you please help?
It's fine.
Prabhu, please, if you want.
It's more radical when he translates. He just translated all of them like mixed with each other, but you didn't say that.
Okay.
He said that this boy has that girl and this girl has that boy.
Jedni za
But
druge
that's
u tom
another
smislu.
thing.
Ali mislim, koja je zapravo razlika?
Ne, ali nisu, kaže, izmiješani, znači su jedni s drugima bili.
You translate. Don't be afraid, okay? Translate everything.
Thank you, man.
Translate as it is.
As it is.
Yes.
It's a big problem.
This professor, he told me he wouldn't marry the devotees because the sanghas he has been to, he said the devotees are having boyfriend and girlfriends. All of them, they engage in that type of, lifestyle.
Yeah, but it's another thing. Yeah.
Dobro, ajde.
A onda vi provodite.
Okej. Razumjeli?
Translate.
It's okay.
All right. We can stop here. I'm not a very good person to give classes, because I just go straight to the point and speak the bitter truth instead of coating it with some type of sweets. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
His Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaj ki
Jai.
Sad nećeš stići stop još. Za svaki slučaj.
About AI, you talked Friday about AI. And I listen on YouTube scientists which connect science and Bible, and they say it's all creation of rules. Is it
See, they are being fanatical. You see, they're being fanatical, but they are using the AI. The Christians, they're using the AI.
Yes, I know.
So, yeah, they're just being fanatical. We need to be practical. Our program is that of utilizing everything and serving Krishna.
Okay, we can use AI only in Krishna consciousness.
We use AI for our works, and it has made things so easy than ever before. Yeah. See, you don't have to worry about the Christians. Okay?
Okay, I'm not worried, but they say we can find ourselves under demon attack if we use too much of AI.
No, not just AI, but if we get too much involved with the material energy, we can lose grip of our spiritual integrity. Anything you become too much immersed in can result to distraction from your mind. I mean, it's like if you are in college and you are addicted to parties, you may not have the time to read your books. So that is another way to look at it. So the AI, yes, we can use it for minimally for our own personal development and community development, but not submerged ourselves in all this system.
Not whole day, not all the time. Not all the time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
What's your name?
My name is Anton.
Anton.
Pretty much new here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Samo što slijedeće i manda žezensku, samo je to glavno.
Znaš.
Borba je, ali mi prakticiramo tu borbu, su oni prepušteni karmi i svim onom uzroku što će im se dogoditi.
Je, ali da bi se borio dugoročno, treba da tamo zajedno. A zajednicu ne možeš imati ako ne možeš naći. To je sve jedan drugi.
Sve povezano.
I rekao